reason. And the reason is that 2 days ago I had the pleasure to be the first Indonesian ambassador to ever run in and complete the New York Marathon. Let's see the photo. You know, it's a bit painful, and apparently when my wife and kids told me, "Dad, you could do it," they were only kidding. I didn't know that. And the thing that is unflattering about this photo is you see no one is running behind me, which means I'm actually finishing in the top, the last 1% of the race. But there was one guy who inspired me. There was one guy who raced with me the whole time. You know, I did it in about 7 hours, 6 hours and 50 minutes. This one guy raced ahead of me, and then I caught up with him, and he caught up with me, and he was just slightly older than me. Let's show a photo of him. Okay. All right, not slightly, but 40 years older. He was actually 82 years old. And the good news is, I did beat him by a solid 15 seconds. And you know, ambassadors are dignified, magnanimous people. So after I won and beat him by that solid 15 seconds, I went to him, shook his hand, and gave him my best words of Asian wisdom. And the words went something like this. Nye, 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 nye. I was just kidding. I actually went to him and congratulated him for that. His spirit that inspired me. And yes, I did it only after my wife told me to do so. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Indonesia, we're here to talk about me. Actually, it's the other way around. We're here to talk about Indonesia, not to talk about me. We're here to celebrate Indonesia. And why? As we all know, in the next year or so, you're all going to be so busy about the elections in America. Now is the best time for us to get your attention set on Indonesia. We're here to celebrate the idea of Indonesia, the idea that 240 million people of 300 ethnic groups living in 17,000 islands can live together in one peaceful, stable, and dynamic democracy. We're here to celebrate the energy of Indonesia, the energy that has brought us from a poor third world country when we get independence to this largest economy in Southeast Asia with the largest middle class, a member of G20, and one of the fastest growth in Asia. We are growing by 6.5% this year. And we're also here to celebrate the heritage of Indonesia. You know, this beautiful, dynamic, age-old, centuries-old culture that makes Indonesia what it is today and makes our way of life unique in our community of nations. And today, as we celebrate all that, there are two icons that we focus on. The first is focusing on the good person of Minister Hatta Rajasa. Now, Visakha Desai will have lots to say about him and what kind of award he will get from Asia Society, but I want to congratulate him personally because I did beat him on a bet. That is, by being here today for the first time, and I'm not kidding about this, Minister Hatta Rajasa, for the first time in 7 years that I've known him, finally took 2 leisurely days. 2 leisure days. Of all the years I've known him, the last 7 years, we kept joking to one another, half seriously, half jokingly. Who's going to take the first vacation? And of course, we were all too busy working for the nation in the last 7 years to take even 1 day of vacation. And fortunately, since I've been appointed ambassador of Indonesia to the United States a year ago, I've been to Disneyland, Disney World, Universal, to Yellowstone River. I've gone to Times Square, I've gone skiing, Horseback riding, well, Minister Hatta has gone from his office to his office, to his office, and to his office, until today, where he has 2 days in San Francisco. So congratulations, and for that dedication, and for your integrity, for your excellence, and for your service, you truly deserve the public policy award that you are getting from the Asian Society today. Second icon that we're going to celebrate tonight is the Batik, the American Batik. We're very excited about this because this is the first pilot project to internationalize Batik. And as a result of our project, this is a project that took us 8 months to do. We are going to have an American Batik, an American style Batik. And I've seen the submissions. They almost make me want to cry because they're so beautiful. You can feel the passion and the spirit in these Batik submissions. And I hope that after this American Batik, there will be more American Batiks coming out. And beyond this, I hope that there will be even Russian Batik, Chinese Batik, Latin Batik, Arabic Batik, and so on, African Batik, and so on, and so on. But it is important for us, for you to know Batik and to interpret Batik in your own way, because I think that is the best way for you to understand the Indonesian soul, the Indonesian culture, not just by seeing photographs and going to our beaches, but seeing the spirit of that very unique art called Batik that makes you able to see and feel and experience Indonesia. Just like Indonesians have been able to feel America through shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But the one point I want to make about this Batik is that it reflects one important trend. There's a rise of the emerging world out there. There's China, India, Brazil, Indonesia, South Africa, Turkey. There's a new emerging world that is rising and changing the international system. And there's a lot of it that focus on the economic dynamism of the emerging world. The high growth, the growing middle class, the increasing productivity, and so on and so on. But what is missing is that most of this growth in the emerging world also involves the rise of cultural confidence. You see India, you see China, you see Indonesia, Brazil. In all these countries, there's a rediscovery and new confidence in culture, so that they see their culture as turning something old into something new, turning something traditional into something modern, right? And this cultural confidence shapes their overall confidence in redefining their position in the new world. And I think, and this is what I tell my friends in Washington, this is the next big challenge for America. How do you engage the emerging world? Of course, you may have a China policy, you may have a good Indonesia policy, you may have a good India policy or Brazil policy, but how do you have a policy towards the emerging world beyond the individual policies towards the emerging countries? And this is why I've been very appreciative of how Indonesia-U.S. relations have developed in the last year, especially since the comprehensive partnership has been launched by President Barack Obama and President Dino Djalal. It's an exciting time to be Indonesian and an exciting time to be part of the growing dynamic U.S.-Indonesia partnership. And it has always been understood that that partnership has only one critical obstacle, that is people to people. Government to government can maintain the momentum, but it is the people-to-people contacts that will drive this relationship. And this is why what we're doing is very important. I want to thank Asian Society for their leadership, for their vision, for hosting tonight's dinner. I want to thank Yusindo, I see David Merrill is here somewhere, also for your passion and dedication. I want to thank U.S. ASEAN Business Council, Alex sitting right in front of me, for also your dynamic contribution to our relations. Once again, thank you very much for being here and enjoy the evening.